Gwinyoni MARIERA karibu asensemo ya gatatu nende yo mwerio abasomogeni no mutangani aberega kunyara wikirana ase studio of course naro yo motomuganyito kunyara guchagaiga erito beto kunyara gusanga asengambo MARIERA ntituligere ligoro ya the state of the country. Now when we are talking about the country tintayito nyare kwe limit kurwa se ward level to county levels to the government because ebinte bigani mpaka ndo chirita mabera umwananchi kawaida because ebinte bigo korekana kwa oranga onyoro rwete wodi bwate siasa embe omenye ko nyore county ya gosomo bungo woro nere na ndo sikiti siasa ko bomo MCA umako nyoro mo governor woro nere kesi and now the president whatever that is happening in the country it is not fair gochia someone nchi kawaida. Karibu sana, good morning.
Good morning.
Matukara chire tutararana
no I'm around mnajua diga siasa yake I'm around
All right, karibu sana. Nteteto beto kunyara kusanga mangi anene mono with the current regime. A lot of people are really uncomfortable with everything that is happening in the country and you can feel it from the weight ya response ya bananchi. Tumetia what is your feeling? What is the state of the country right now? Are we heading the right direction?
Cho numanyete amanganense oborai bwa Kenya no bakongo. Number one, state ya country ya Kenya teringi ya mono. Amangana Kenya na makongo. Kiagera banta bange Kenya bachandegete.
Yes.
Koruwa President William Samoei Ruto asoekero aba Kenya bachandegire sana. O call drastic changes chinyinge bobe.
Yes.
So abantu mbai wetibi ya no borai bo mugambe Ruto. Lakini rende kwa romotienyo stabna motienyo saba muna abana bamenyoka ari bagasoba ka parliament.
Yes.
So nabakoranga Kenya tejibuye. Kenya ne bwato bokongo muna abantu bakirete n'abachensi bagiye bate Ruto nga ebintu okora mbiribiye. And that's one thing Uhuru Kenyatta kira ari kurubo bogambi gatebeti the incoming president. Kama tebinga you must look at the youths of this country. You must take care of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, you know, ekere kwanza gwa kwana irigoro yabasai ko baba kunyara gwesoki. It was a conversation that everybody was worried about previously. Ekere abantu barenge ko bolinga umete yachagete bine ko solid kwenda abantu bakakaga ngabana bagamba kalitiki mbama itiki bagokora. But a lot has happened since then. Ekere kunyara ngabasai bagwesoki bakabasai bagwesoki. But my question this morning is ndo chair wa second guest obere kunyara wikana na studio kagendete kuyarigania bega kunyara gusanga na they say that transforming from one regime to another nkora tuarere strain kidogo before bintu bibe biko nyarago pick. I don't know how many regimes have you seen transition and what is the difference uranyarago kwanera comparing to the previous regime secretary alinge go change maybe nkwa roche ya Jomo Kenyatta go chia Semoi maybe nkwa roche ya Moi. In fact Jomo Kenyatta ne ri ararete kabetera Moi osoira sekiroho but now the transition between Moi and Kibaki nere go kwaneru sana especially abantu kwenye ba rosire na Moi and it was tension in the country. Now I want us to talk about Moi kera Kibaki kera go soa the number of MPs urocha abantu bagaku. There was tension also abantu ba feeling a development is not happening. But right now, imagine, Kibaki is the example that we are using for good leadership in the country. You can even say it is alarming. At the same time, the transition between Mwai Kibaki, kogenda same Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and now Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta kogenda se Ruto. What can you talk about the changes and the transitions? Chabere asachiri with you. And no, Mwai Kibaki Uhuru, and now Uhuru Ruto.
Cho anu manyete obogambi bwa Moi bwarenge very unique. Moi ga bwata mangana ye ko gambara. Mate abayiko yombade de Moi yabo mugambi. People like Njonjo mbade de Moi yabo mugambi. Lakini nende kile Moi agitaka nyora Kenyatta okura agateka over for 90 days kuna richi korigote. So ekira cheta agaso a mantle nera agikaranzira bayiko for 24 years. Mate ba Kenya banga ari gikaranzira bayiko yari ko sibye ubururu. So when you are talking about Moi's president, it was a very unique presidency ya Moi because yerega ari gota na mabera nyayo. Onyo gocha gusi abana baro birite ku school kere gotiri mboga ne beshaka kuba ari gukora magendero. Yes, oje ne stadium mwagocha abantu bakanyeta bachibu bakanyeta odisi abaje beza. So you know it was very no mga ko gambete ne nchira ya lakini rende na gambite biya ikire tuacha Kibaki kirago so bugambi Kibaki omanyete omonto mwe to bugambi ndaira Raila ne kamilioni geto omanyete so riya bantu bana batayanga without Moi must go yani Moi lazima again
yote yawezekana bila Moi
after 24 years so Raila agatangaza Kibaki agatiganya cha Serena kero bagusire nde matekiro kurwa besa lazima urarikia abantu senga kibesa ko kwa lazima tori kanze ngonye tinko bwoje ko abayiko bagatebya Raila ayatata ngendo tangaza Kibaki Raila agatangaza Kibaki so Kibaki akabe president ne chikura chinene na ndi Kibaki ganyorete chikura gwa kuri chikura karwa rete nyagitari
ndina nya nyarumba sikona gwepara
ekira chore ekira korete nonya andi ngoba ya Uhuru Park kwa jenga moya kuru maite kire kwa gambira mantenjera getembe ekiro ogosoka bobe sana Moi agasoka bobe kwari ko banyayo kwari ko bakasara yani kwari ko Uhuru Park that time kwari ko 10 so Kibaki ugambire biya okole myaka ya 5 Raila bachira igana Raila batotebire ngaki ekiro ke na koire anengo korusinde na Raila maitaka bwachikura 207 lakini mata karua bagatangaza Kibaki
oyo nde Kibaki niko miere right
bono Kibaki second term ya Kibaki chikura chibitu
okay yeah that was the 271
Kenya richi kojo kwa vice president igori reberi clear kuchakira saa 4 mpaka saa 8 Kibaki agabi saa 12 uno kobuna richi koja Kenya bobe sana Kibaki ndo gambire myaka yaye oruro Kibaki mukira ruetoro na korete gazi ebinte byose nga boda amangana CDF aka stimulating a country kiro monda bwate chibeza Kibaki okole oruro wandire abo urwe kwende emanto oru abere president ya Kenya oru nero gambire biya oru na gamba biya for the first time ya Kenya metangana lakini weke tamu ya kabere bakachaka jisegi na Samuel Ruto yebono the president yeto ya Kenya
yes
lakini Uhuru because I don't care akaranga kingwata bamuna bana matiyangi mbara na babo kawe
nali gasibaho kora
nengi let me concentrate na bantu abana agatiga Ruto na ikwaro matiyangi was very strong engaki Uhuru in the second term he was very strong so obugambi mbotagete watrorate na bantu bakoira obugambi nanda bantu bako obugambi tiako baramba so bado mugambi Ruto wa ruchikura ogwire Raila na bamatiyangi obere president wandi ngwa oiru kasarani omoyo immediately omosigaga chagu kwanza kurama Uhuru ebire jambi gokol oramo monto kolikire gasho kuragi so ina ile scenario ya Kenya tuarole lakini rende Kenya bona kanto kokwana abantu ba Kenya bachandike to let me tell abantu bari bakuraranjara ogenda nyagitaji ogenda nyagitaji no KTR chito yo n'abantu bari turarira mari so we thank God to moyo lakini rende Kenya yito telibuya.
All right, thank you so much mwancho murigererio KCTV ogenderete kubwatyo morobere bw'inyoni mambia rero mugene ito kabirobere akunyara wikira nase studio. Good morning. Rio mweri twarenge na yega igutwa kumetinga the state of the country where it is heading, it is not heading the right way. Ntokore tiko kuwa na jenzi wakaingia kwa barabara. You've been seeing what has been happening mpaka boni gase twaikeire. But regime ya Moi, mostly people are talking about education. Erona abetega kunyara ko empower sana. Almost every region is school nere chakrite rita Moi. No gusinto bwate Moi gususunto bwate. Yani almost every region in the school inaitwa Moi. Chi university brought education, like sector education I don't talk about fault. And the sector of agriculture. Amabere paka matera gasoka kote yabantu bagende mugondo. So in terms of education and agriculture we can give Moi a tick, right? Aya. Engaki ya Kibaki infrastructure chipana na licha begetu chirami properly akarete industrialization akateya abana bagenda chiskuru chikosi chikarete che manufacturing industrialization abana bakagenda chi university wasoma because they wanted Kenya to be a better place and employment I can say ama bagaye chigasi akabaga kunyara kuigoka kuchasu mwananchi kawaida. That is my understanding of the Kibaki regime, right or wrong? The Uhuru regime, what can you give them? And so far, the Uhuru regime, the Ruto regime, which script is he going to use on the bottom up? line kiuru charaj kunyara goso because Ruto inani Uhuru to some point na so it has infrastructure na gete second time agachaka what is script ya Kibaki akagacha chipara sana that you can sing and somewhere na temeta sa kunyara karibu sana.
Asante.
The state of the country, transition of regimes, what can you say about it?
Ndongere kuiva in Kibaki regime. Okuwate na kwamba teka wale hamu. You can be able to push even what is not pushable.
Umoja ni nguvu, utengano ni udhaifu. That time, that slogan was working.
The crowd will call for either Yarenge number 1, infrastructure. Number 2, infrastructure. Number 3, infrastructure. When Kibaki and Raila entered the government, Bagachaka could impress again to Raila. Infrastructure number 1, infrastructure number 2, infrastructure number 3. Chi advantage in Kibaki abwate over a president advance. Kibaki yaring economist.
Yes.
Kibaki yakinaza serikali. Kibaki yakamanya serikali karibu na serikali karibu. By the time mwe ujase serikali, Kibaki kama yenekere na maitaso mwibiwa, maitaso mkorabo, amanye tekia serikali yake. That's why he said kulipa ushuru ni kujitegemea. Kibaki moved revenue collection from 200 billion to 800 billion first year. So abantu baka own their country, bagaswa we kolere gasi yabo, bagaswa wakana ushuru. Nonye bono iga. Chiba sa revenue collection you collect neji ko bank to you. You know, I saying into ya corruption. Kenya is so rich. Ikaira Kenya karutuwe somase ase bitabu vingi ya watabalanga Kenya's revenue collection can support even the East and the Central African countries. Lakini ngaijiwa seji kwa.
Thank you.
So igonga ebintu mbiri bingi biwenda kuligererwa ase obogambi bise kuba honest bise kora tu hamo ende birigererwa Kenya igera bensa abantu bagocha kobero na kole. So that is one thing that made Kibaki akaba umuntu wo kumya so president wake because of what he pressed na kiama. The transition ya Kibaki wajase Uhuru akainherit the infrastructure, the service, the civil service ya engo ya regulars. Agaswa kwenye regulars without much kuya effect much. Ikagereka makonya first time. Kusukia country to where ayesugete tu. Second time we got banyora nga asoile kurwanirira. Oborai because you kala go na chikanza ayo da nero ko ambo no mole. So ekarakananga kuna kiburi na majivuno kidogo katika mo debut. Wana karo kwa na about your post na wana ina kuira na ngire whatever ato ya wante. Ekagera bagachanga kuzusaka. Lakini asa njana ngero kwa my brother there akamwashimu akaendelea. That's why he achieved Kenya the why achieve first and second time. Infrastructure in Kenya ingiye sana. Na ndango njale ndio wengi. Mmoja tali muzo sana wa serikali.
Okay.
Akame ni somo. Togoje serikali asababu kwa bintu kuna serikali mwana goje. Look at you in the Mugoronga and the Shas living the building. Manyene ja have njabu ate a component ya rekogere colleagues na Shas which that component now are go imported into
NHIF.
And we move on because the vehicle is there. It's like what they did in the first time. Bagachaka infrastructure kurukweleru bagaswako goramare bagarosi reru ngi bagatike reru ya gorede ya renge sabeidi ya gwata malimaya bagachaka parallel railway. We started the gauge. A kind of hoping a lot of money, which is not even bringing much profit. So, I can always take on any buyer. If you can be able to splash it up, improve it, and live on it, you can. Other than you can bend in here or take you, I know you go over more, you go jack, and yet you have other responsibilities to attend to. I will not have a problem.
Now, with this regime, even Tombiro be a very big Korekana that are really raising alarm. Igoro ya obogima bo mwananchi kawaida, do you even value the life yo mwananchi? Why am I saying so? First, on development, I don't know nga inda begin kunyara ko classify was kunyara ko beka nga they have identified a certain thing to work on. Asobolemi ngokwanerale ochokwandira obolemi bwa mabere okwandira obolemi bw'emesi kwera sukali ochokwanira igoro ya moyo achikolema gusenkiango kiango he's there. Aya sha health that change kirege into the whole system. Aya agriculture he wants to change the whole system. Infrastructure kuruche airport to local roads, starting companies afresh. Like cancer center kitu ilikuwa sha launch isha kwa pesa. Let us agree hii kama hii akisi we are using the one that we do here. Ili kitu ilikuwa isha pangwa kwa system paka iko na pesa, but you want to relaunch it afresh. You want to enter even in the church, you want them to worship you. You want to bring new revenues, you want to start new project. You want to tell me housing project haikuwa nyumba zilikuwa zinajengwa affordable housing from the previous regime. Why is it any different right now that you want to go into the pockets of the people to get something from there? At the same time, you want to weke tax mpaka hata kwa mikate. Mafuta of course washaongeza. You want everywhere to give you money, but the money that we are not seeing where it is going. You are not giving us a specific plan. Like here is where you want us to go. But when even youths have come out and there is no employment, you are telling omwana yiga osomete emyake yiga yonsi pia kaswase university akasoma gakora kanyore degree mutete mumotebya sugume wilbaro. That is what you want to tell them. And when it is going any further, mutete mubatebi bagende Saudi Arabia boniga bagende bachiko gosibichianga, they go to be nannies there. I was asking this morning, how different is it from the slave trade that we were running away from back in the days? How different is it? Ekerote teko chakoteaba muraba igabagende Israel bachikorema. How different is it? You want to tell me you can't create and play? You are saying you want to empower TVETs. Universities ndio hii hapa kwa gazeti they are going down. Here is a report imekuwa kwa gazeti ya Saya Asubuhi. Kenya Kwanza 500 billion diaspora bet. This is money that is in the country that is supposed to isaidie mwananchi, but nobody knows where this money went. We are talking about a 300 billion profit that was made this year. That went where? Which project can you tell mwananchi wa kawaida that happened? Maybe let me just go slow. You know, we focus yeah this regime where they are focusing, because this zingine we can define you're gonna arrange infrastructure, or you're gonna arrange education, or you're gonna arrange togete. This one we are having education tuko na CBC, health tuko na SHA, yes sijui infrastructure ni airport, yes sijui which one ni gani mnaona so far and you feel like this one nayo is going to perform excellently so well?
Sure. And firstly, tuko na hiyo nyumba affordable houses. Countries that have succeeded in affordable housing Nchi nsikiria ensebwa tubolo. Like in America tuko tuarable mokwaya police kwa serikali tume ekiyota gero tume ngane agriculture rolandi police okora agriculture ukora kuburuwo utigero mundu ndaja gore. What you can own in America na nyumba. That's where chinse kune ejija succeeded kwa gachira abantu chinyumba chikuru kwa affordable housing. Kenya gaiga mbwate nyumba ya nasemene. You tax me kwa gaje nyumba kibira kwa gaje nyumba town guy. To me it will make sense.
Yes.
It will make sense if you are taxing me to build me a house where I am. That will make sense.
Yes.
Now that people in Kibera are from all over the country, all these people know where they are
coming from.
I had even on Nairobi kurelea kwa public participation. Abantu bate betenga hawa watu wana makwao. Na kila mtu
anakwao. Hatutaki nyumba.
Hatutaki nyumba.
Yes.
Na kama unataka nyumba utujengee kwetu. You get me? So I mean the Kenya and committed. But if I've seen I will something like this from committed in Korangore can get there because in president by that time. Ikinakyo Kenya. Otherwise, affordable housing, Kenya it's not there.
Yes.
Kenyans don't need it. But Kenya, you got to get it in that mess. Kenya, but the Baruari, Kenya, but the Chipara, Kenya, but the Dagger, Kenya, but the Tabana Basome, Kenya, but the Chigas. I can't think affordable houses, the idea of create gas. You are using billions to create gas at 10,000. creating billions, using billions to get a job of 10,000. Aba vatri be kwende ndraza mbaya. Abantu bakuru kibeseji cyara turaza mu kibeseji. Irenga jigutumeka, mu gitumea na ichikoro. But do you know where the money comes from?
Tax. So December need.
So if you are taxing people to give them houses, and these people say they don't want houses, who are you building the houses for? Because in my idea, the nyumba ngokani ngaje bana tonga to ndusie ba ngoji ko ngajere nyumba digere jibese jinji ko ngajere nyumba.
Yes.
You'll be satisfied with it. Must you get the money from me to build me a house when I don't want a house? That's what it's all about. Because in nyumba na ya ngaje nyumba ya titagiti on tax tiwa so ko ngajere nyumba abandi mbare bara takwa nyumba tax. So this one should have been who wants it. It's like it should have been like a sacco or something that you are buying shares to get a house. That would have worked. Lakini njirevona hiki vitri ya serikali yaro etabuga tikende kwa area all over the place but doing nothing. Uno mwana ule kwenye kuleleke finally tata kitike tabuga kitike. That's where the problem is.
And also wanting to do all this at the same time, politics naliwa tense enya non-stop okoramana wakachikatisa anojazimo kogenda siasa. Is there hope that by 2027 the first regime mwananchi wa kawaida ne serikali ya Kenya kwanza, which sector do you feel like inayo watakuwa succeed?
John, manyete mangana na batebinga president to kwate Ruto no muntu very unique. Na magenda te Ruto ra kole Kenya paka ko 2020 indi bana 2027 yewe magenda ke yaji kokora Ruto chakire campaign ko je Mombasa agotogi una abantu ba coast. Ruto roche gasi ayagenda tokara bona no kurangirie apti president chi Africa chichorera ile president chichorera ile ba chairman
Agenda Kisumu
Ruto tabu atimanga na ba Kenya. Ruto eragera te konga ina ba Kenya. You know gento ke ya kokora ba Kenya baka 2027 onye ne para mo de taro sta cross ebi into Ruto akokora orus ma tento abwate institution ya cross nyomba Kenya kone ya bananchi iko national housing corporation Ruto akanyeita akarete ya affordable houses anyore jibes so egente kanene nje munandoje nandi tigante bere 2027 ninse kwa moyo nimbo ya ba Kenya ngusaba gusinga ki Ruto myake ya gambire tan project ki akodile buno uru Kenya tara ate gusi ate benga Kisi Sabania Road Kisumu Kisi Sabania Road ekabekwe ekarawasiwa. Let me tell you work on about cancer center mo represent yego chaga Kisi school cancer center hiyo yento keri ya kore kare no paka bona there is nothing ke ya kore kare again take kenene intubuna ba Kenya emyake ya Ruto koraja de katori because na ko example na abantu bakora gitari orarere sana abantu bakora aranjara my sister abantu bakora aranjara so Ruto eregenda yo chakire campaign tigakore campaign tro jirenda bayiko yobono mbadne ero ase korona aserera bote stronghold sichae boporo no concentrate rene campaign yale ba amangana ngaba Kenya mo chategete ebine binto ndatari ko
Now, the same disease attack the county, the national level. You can see the changes we kabako kuchaguchinchumu deputy president and whatever that is happening. Wacholi rumongao miya, and I don't know if development now is going to happen in Kisi County. We're going to go back in the national government. We're going to go back to that. But it seems like it is trickling down. The same disease is coming even to the county level. Inkiwa habiko kunyarago kwa ndrigoro ya Kisi County because a lot has been going on. Kuruwana karokwa matanga mwanya gotiga. Ne chacha muko tu mumekamata hapo ngira kwa ndrigoro the state of the county and Kisi County in fact it was among when wajaguza the absorption rate here budget is very very down, maybe 2 years down the line. Ndumwabere Kisi County Nabanyakonda, what is the rate of development in Kisi County so far? We are heading the 3rd year. Kanchake nae.
Yeah, John, that's a very good question. It has been a question here where volume and then you control budget, revenue, consumption. Kisi County among the counties that to make their ceiling in Kisi County. The sababu Kisi County itakuwa karibu kwa development. Ikiangalia development hii karinga basa Nchi temanyi. We are yet to know.
Msiyako tena ile mo contractor yo mabekire pa constituency.
Into akane kama ngara mo contractor yo pa constituency kera tuma ite contract basi ba itu bakisi na litaka tura kwa na ngi ko county na ngi kiara the county ngi county bwenda oba.
Yes.
A county ekarajiwe ya kiara ko ruwe karo county star ngo kiara ko bana Nairobi wa chirigi Nairobi cha ko lega school Nairobi. Counties came to devolve the money and devolve wealth to the county levels, and from county level kibaziji to a ward level. Ikare county administrative unit area sini kabisa ya county na ward. Amba kibaziji kwa napaka ward ya ali kwa nyore ward ya ali so that kibaziji chore county ya class. No nyana makosa yokubeka mo contract itoyo as a constituency na makosa manene.
See, kukanya pale. We are trying to fight corruption
because our government, because Potam governor of the Wakova regarding advised by his legal person. Omonto you over the field fight by the Senate.
Kobong.
Okurukunyandieka, okumu advice legal officer. Yani umumurolia nchi Potambe na any problem na say legal advice. The procurement process and procurement is very clear. We corrupt because it's about error. Umuntu oyo wacha kukole service itari kutoka handonsi. Niwezi no yobweka. So diramo enyinge jana wewe kukole. Oro, kuna wale mtu kolosia ndege. Ito ko 7.7. You can give it ndege Jones ya Kenya because na leo kwa 7.7. Lakini kare ya chiringa neji para ekiaba contract tatuleli. Gombo ende ko wako aga para kam nkole ngakanu ngiri kibeza kuona na bali ba go depend upon eto kibezi cha so ila asaba bagusima onyi with ekero in economics as a student of economics or whatever ngaki serikali kuna county wetu ko bekira abantu chiwe somo buku and how does it do it ige ko abantu abachigazi eba nyore profit eba tigalire abantu abagwere murabona katoko kwana bora Mario gatoke nyegitari ncho yomboga nyegitari kwa nyamutume kibeza kindigale tell you that's how you can put money into people's pocket mwanya nejisem etokinga chipasa lichi arugo yisukuru jarosi. I'm not paying school fees as I used to pay na tigale nejibese chantigale no. That is how the government puts money into people's pockets bali bado kwa chibai one kerego ikiranga umuntu yomana era okwega ase constituency monto yo manera to kiana bakale Kisi county wana banda bakiana marengo go Kisi county gwata banda million. What is 9 people ngaki 9 people barakole gas na ba 9 people no any evaluation yabo na criteria yake kwa hiyo itu ikera so monto yo 9 ujokora capacity ya to do that takara te monto yo kwa mwa constituency ni oso ako kumongona kuliyenjera gukora matuka
Aera
you can't achieve abantu akarobana bange no ine risaka karisa kandi yari ngo ngikirwa mu ngina akangira maru bantu bazo mu kwa baka litukeli gukora makwara na kukosimeka kwa litukeli ekine kikiare kiwene tako tigega asia Kisi county yo koruna risaka ama kontrol kita baro bale tebo and kebe yo kala jigasi bachikoni lakini advice yenga road we are there, we are in a roundabout, we are not able to pick from where roundabout here. That's what the problem is.
John, omanyete development in the county is very unique also. No manyete kile department never take budget. N'abantu bagwete budget n'aba MCA. Njamu sympathizing n'aba MCA. Because omanyete nkoso watule January. Omwaka ko era June. You got 2024 2025 year. Totigare 2025 2026. 2027 ndiro kona kitu. Aba MCA abangomnya kigubara matanga ayeganya goitandisi.
Remember somebody recess from next week wanaenda recess mpaka February. March wako ule na gari watake kuelekea budget ya 2025 2026. Which means pia mingine yanaenda bila kufanya anything.
Naande choa ni manya chibeza chie budget ya Kisi County as a development. Let me say for road department is 1.8 billion.
Zije zinarudi tu hazijafanya kitu yote. 1.8
billion. Chichi para ti hontra kwa nyangita alitora kwa minister of water tra kwa. So I really sympathize with Nava MCA, lakini hata Nava MCA na barabu. You know, once about the budget, omuntu compliment the budget yeyo, ni CEO ye county. Omo MCA tabu ati buli cyo korose parike tabate bese. Omuntu bale chibazo no mugaba. So in two to pli ne governor yetonga ki governor korera bagusiye gas. Nakitu agochorerete. Aba MCA na gotelinga by 20 next year ganyaye. Uchakiri mutinyo katatoka komine kuibar kula mata because para kora kile yolo.
Now there is this umetenga kimere litu akinite inga kile litu abwata ba councillor.
Litu anige ngera situation ile yabere no national government. Kwa kia lengo ekarabu gore ndere baranda igasere dia serikali ya bwana. Akaroshi serikali inde. Eya gerega te como eke bao ake yo kore gas. Ege tu mugaba na yo kore gari go disband. Serikali ya appoint new people. Our colleagues, there are few chief officers and a few ministers who are working. Up. No, you know, serikali ya Ruto. Ekara ya sinyete Ruto iga redete a brand ya serikali ya the opposition. Akanya brand egerenya ko move forward. That is why you know nike ba ogyo soka. Ukwana isu. Tabwate ke ba za zo. Onyoli lega kibao kogo soka kuminyoka Mombasa gyara chono ale ukuminyoka wapi gyara jagete no ale okogenda bogere gyara rera no ale onyoli leke bao is got a breathing space ye governor ito no go brand ya serikali yayi abantu aba trusted ba ko gas abange babo obayire tinga nikiago kwa jaza okerondi gere tinga nikingo bara na go joro ton konye gas timanye tinga bana wenjo because ngwa twali ngobondo nakwira mubondo kondo bokumbi bwana njemba to bokumbi obwende gwaka na njengwa lakini ngwa to gwaka ko banyide ngaka ngoti mukara utwazo wako gamba it can't work apprend ya serikali mna ruta kola that is when the breathing space happens.
The rate of development amatukaya karenga keria ba councillor inchira yarenge kuba measured ndirio mu councillor ago cyo gusoma bunge ochuba chikalenda mwabeka nyumba ali bekire bicayaye uba chikobi chirikirerie tariyaye uba chisati chireso and this time ni kama to introduce ribaka maburi. That is how people want to measure development. From your end, how can development be measured? Nke abantu batakire kurigire libatebenga ngaki yegare development is measured.
John, number one, what is development?
Tell me about it because now nchibona ndote
omwana Nchi uyo wachorete uyo tuboge saa 11 ali wake kura igategete tata ito mwebeza igata to mwana wasoge para aiti nyanya chiaye aire chiro igategete amache ensoking yes spring ingia ero sigwata cha amache anywe korole amangana manga siasa tari konya bagonda engaki igwate bari abakanso barenga abakanso romanyete rikale umukilaki na urenge accounting officer na urenge governor town clerks na ba urenge abanene ase onyankera town council onyansuno town council onyankisi municipal council umukilaki na urwate chingu na urenge accounting officer aba MCA bari bari wikaranza umukilaki araye ama yatenga chibe zare ko Nairobi 500 million baba kana chibe sechange na kile ward example ya nabona nakina buya kumzeito umwamzi yone ngo karugiro mu gakomoka ibari wikaranza na wamanyanya wabale bayikaranza batabanga bano chibe tokobeka buya kumu 20 million nani kito chokore lepa by identify contract by identify abantu bana baros onyine chi soko the same thing igentekenene ikiri kwa irwo bogambi n'abantu bakorere gazi ikiya kilo muntu kuna waturangeriga kilo muntu mwayarure twanyurira nto asi minto agraded you see kilo muntu emechano radiga mwana and bari kunkorera so abantu abaito ko jege ntongosa development is key to the as abantu abaito because we are paying taxes. We are paying taxes.
Umuntu naro kubwatia okorokwena kumuchere agotebaiga kero kene na kimoro chingana iyo bomo gusi omugusi na chama ubune bisakobende baramo egere maybe that way ntorama gendreme ausi
agendo kiamojera wende kuboli kia kisi culture wende wedu kujia busi yo abagusi go twara geretiku angina mugusi yo ikoro kuja kamogene nganto kwa because we left her in the forest. She died in the forest. She cried alone. She was eaten and nobody brought her home. So on the water might that goes like this, Joan. Again, to be Kuruka, no, and Kurukare, but Babusi, Bawati, Kayokarata, Omontunyumba, Mayanomina, Alatunyumba, Sumoa, that is what lacked Ababusi, Karawakumanya, Kurukamuntu, where we are. The mighty goes like this. Ekaro, Nina Mugusi, Ekaramusi, I go to this region. Na igete kemuntu on Zoom. Kemuntu nekiamukuru. Kara igete ororo. Nega ukona mugusi okul mukaya na roji tana mara bai goja. Nemu. Kara goja. Ai wete nga arechi goja mare. Bamara baba ye kara bagenda te goja bachi ko kochensi muna tulega ya kurwa tengeja goja ya na kuruji sawa ne mangana muna beta makwilio ya kukoryanga. Bate bete ina na bate bete nga moko ganda bana pia osara le una moko nyanja ndo mko na lema because no one obwa muraba kwa era na ngina mulende aba bantu bane kuriyo baje kumwoya they all refused but then mugusi na basomba no muswati ko munjali basomba ka karamu no yara kana ngo beire kiba ka no muswati Karabaya tena hago chibu cha wakanya ngo mo no kwani orali ukuli nga oyali abamura karabaya nga baga yosambe ko rusanga mama ngo cha taja they finally fought and dispersed the way they have done umugusi tabwati umanene no moke akamura na aga kindi tegoro kana uri besa siningi birisa to gachira mwaga kumugo de legero tari karwa ko mo mutire legero Nenika eringa karoba twakira banne either way
nabo bawekanya
I want na kumanya kuri garo that is the problem abo mugumo usi is a mirage is a mirage tari kintu kirera isi ko yokanyara osi mugusi yere bueka tabati even in the case here omuntu ruwete isiko gago jaga amenya kuya kubwa ichwani gagusi Gago more impressed than you. So, when I go to a foundation, the kisi culture. A foundation, Yokumanyanga Nchi to get into Monomosi, while the a common goal that to get what you Nchi to get Monomosi. And how do we get it? We start from as a to wait at Nakitoko Monomosi, to Maujaker Koras to wait at the Monomosi, or just to talk about Monomosi. I think that is where we are.
Egento kende chawani obo mabombo kusikuna machara kuboya. I think buna nai boiru ga bakabana sana ikire. Mbono ndo jaba kusito to bati PS and it's very unfortunate. Obo mabombo kusi tikante jaba kusi bai to batori gerede. Kali cheche amani ya ki aba kusi culture. Mwaka matundura. Arange ya very big meeting aba kusi bonsi bache. Pakwane amangana aba kusi. Ekiagera Ntobuate ekiombekera chesa kiabagusi kisi kali abagusi culture nerera abagusi omwerekeo ningi norete mwana nyacha ekira reko genda nyantura gari itware ngama jumanya cha twabera beta majumanya cha tware ko we siringi shirini kwa genda nyacha egenda akolete kenene no kobeka abagusi yamu and that's why kwa rocha nyacha kile kibaki abe president akaini compare nyacha kiana kwata bajumbe ekiro kwata bajumbe nyacha matili abata bajumbe ikomi akanominate abantu babakimani wanyoike abantu bagaika about 15 so nabo atese pono iga origere ino yaba iko gachangwa gacho ine tiruto atabu atepati kwa rasa eri kubunesese egento yato so miri bono kilo monto atuare enyomba yaye
isaiga yaye
na bagusiya babaito abaraya babaito tigato chamo turi baigwe pati itaya moyo mugusi onye toko era 20 UPA to era UPA ya matia onye toko era pati ya Kenya Social Congress ya nyona to era no 20 P ekiri toko jora bachumba kianda otobwata na bachumba amonze na ba UPA ikiri muri parliament makosoka siku mwata bangaki tuwa DPS we want to see the president for us ainge barakwa abachumba abarangere chibese cha kera cha CDF inki barakwa na sai because igaba bwate the president on hold the president abachumba bagenya bamubwate on hold abali kwa yana akaya bamusukum because babako mwete je budget na bako mwete je supplemented you know chibese chose chigo spend in Kenya parliament nera kwa nere kwa tabanga echimoya mkwaro raba kana senate aba gaba namba uru chibese ege ndaba Kenya batamanye president kutogambira William Samuel Ruto ikapingitiri chiko eriyadi borusha so ekira ko rani gaba namba ba uru chibese gako kwa rati chibese chine njia ekina kire baka kono ka kotini ngaba chumba ba uru chipare cha kera chigenda si counties ekina kire kotini lakini chibese chinjia jete chipara ngwaza chikora to jo mutinyo gatatu egento kerato konyo no muntu sigeteri chiko muna nagote biruto tasigitiri chiko ya Kenya kere gari pingete tarzi waroje era go ka sigete bwasumu ngabano is the only president koru Kenya iburu 1963 yani Ruto era na go koroje bona na go ko president o change kiregento Kenyatta mbaga mbete tatu mwabo Kenyatta barwete mo bakagamba moya kagamba for 24 years Kibaki ugambire 10 years Uhuru Kenyatta ugambire era bona Ruto oje you cannot assume ngabona yo president Kenya had been there kilo data rengo bona Ruto mbanyira aba Kenya bagete chibese that's why Roger acha kile campaign ewe ga 2027 na abantu chibese lakini aba Kenya bona bangani
kuna bona kiyo Kenya tabiria jo Oisha korona na serikali bora yaji kufunga serikali ya muungano. Oyare de ODM de musi. Musi kanya ndio. Yare ODM ni patia.
Patia Raila.
So mondole ko dictating on baki where
Raila.
Ora na itungwa ndi twa tabantu ito 10 15 baba na ino bala tabanga bana mtu. Twakira twagende no muungano o wasmi twakire gangi kabona. Ikara mogoso mwazo ngwate. Agatarika ino osakatoroke kaino mukwira bandwa. So it's important for us to tuare eguru egotuguru together. To tuare gento kebwato bolembo to kubwaterera. Akara tu abwaterera abo ainduriro na bagamanya bana tonya kuslide. Bana to slide because to bwaterera.
Musurubege susu hurukunga kirandi deni seke musurubege susu na Kuru City Salams Club niko ndani. Lama kwa maribako taba Bluetooth sini kwa marani wachi niko ndani. Eno kumochere. Majonga na Simbarati, I saw his name indicating he has not utilized a single cent for the development as a county yaito. Okay. Si ati haja utilize a single cent. By the way, even reporting ilitoka on Friday when they were ranking counties. Let me see the report. Here it is saying Kenyan counties that spent nothing on development in the year 2024-2025. Number 1 Baringo, number 2 Elgeyo Marakwet, number 3 Kajiado, number 4 Kisii County, number 5 Lamu County. Imagine top 5 Kisii County Nwiregali Nonyami. Number 6 Nairobi, number 7 Nyandarua, number 8 Tana River, number 9 Uasin Gishu, na number 10 West Pokot. Of course most governors wesoki tabanga tulikuwa tutumie pesa gani na tukua tumepewa pesa kwa counties, but according to Treasury barabara tabanga sisi pesa tumetuma as per dated 31st October. Counties ziko na pesa.
John, the counties do not spend money just because the money is in their account, the CRM account. Tadibo higo chibe sako chia itru budget ya vera proden with the budget you will go to procurement, we will procure, we corwe, we so going to go and you work. That's how our government works. There one physical in the first quarter and part of the second quarter report ya jaso. The third quarter you just want to Quran could work about much. The young authority guys and we're going to up from here people can recover a substantial amount of development percentage. Right? If chigazi chiziko soka chiruwe chikoru between January, February and March. By that time you find our development percentage has risen to a substantial figure, even 30 or whatever. So nabako nyoranga abande kroba jetenga ngwaka ngwale serikali ya dabele jana, but procurement process also takes time. Because if you have not procured, you cannot develop. Development project without procurement. So let's say, for example, in Nchi County, procurement process is going to procurement process it may be end of this month. January, in earnest, so to in Nchi County, Chitaraba counted as in which percentage coming together February, March, report a substantial amount has been done. That's what I believe in. Because the year ends in that is June, uploading on budget, making on budget, and uploading on budget takes up to September. Then from September, procurement process also takes time because there is procurement advertisement, you go 21 days from the time you advertise, you open, you have 30 days to do that. If that is what is going on, any percentage, so be it. And we can grade them whether they have done anything or nothing.
But again, Nchi County are very in various situations, especially with the senator. Even hii tribal absorption. I want to kuruchika vile chinde wacha wakole asias Nchi County, by the way, we were performing very poorly. Na Nyamira ilikuwa imepita Nchi County. When we're talking about budget absorption, vali maiga. When we're talking about development, niko vali maiga. When we are talking about even I saw even there was a time kirabaka bono governor atalikuenda senator, but there is an issue that you brought of diversification. Nanyareko ko disband ale tabanga. Remember some of the changes cha kwa Nchi County so far barusi rimo deputy governor Mondankale, they've impeached some baka impeach Clark, baka impeach babekire mungao mbatema kurusi oyonde ngakia kuruku omwando akairani akapigwa sasa akataka resign akatewa mambo tasawa mimi narudi na koti alafu nita resign taremo ngogotigara nige sokero like there is a lot that is going on in Nchi County ko even workers abako murunga nimbali wakanu. We can talk about even bunimbraya aturi the drainage system. We can agree it is all poor. Ubuchafu nchina wichire town. I don't want to sugarcoat the same because we can all see clearly now it is not happening. Now if he borrows the script Ruto, so far do you feel like your script if he borrows it yo kunyara kurigia bantaba ngao maybe diversify ne nyare ko mokonye in one way or another?
Some of us have worked with the central government and even with the national organizations. Centralization polarization take open up markets. You open up that's one and HPPJ you can Europe UK about 300,000. The polarization open up markets where we can access anything in China, in the Asian countries and the Eastern countries, even the bigger chance. So again, to be called polarization, opening, decentralizing management, yes, I don't know where the decentralization, yes, but I'm requesting the CEO of Nchi County to decentralize his management. Yes, you go back and look at what they are doing. It's easier than every time. Late, those who have come, you understand what I mean? Problem. Copies of the keys to open and go in, get what they want and go out and give service to the people. Service delivery is very important. We suggest a savings account where we put them. Suggest a card to make a chair, a copies of the keys to the service delivery of Nchi County, such that people can get the services freely and fast, and then you go around and check who was messed up with giving service.
Again, to get the material now, we have a magenda, kitu kisi yaba na take all the magenda. You know, again, the Nagote, again, taken a budget ya Nchi County ego etigwa in the county assembly. Ikiri ya etigwa in the assembly, ya tigor we CEO ya implement into to was abaiga almost CEO ito govern implement the budget area because one got about 5 months choke a budget area got a sisi by 31st May tarehe 31 mwezi wa 5 2025 kuchakira there is no procurement process. Okay, and the June go procure in court. This is very clear. Procurement process is very clear. All the budgets because you want to cover by June by May 31st for every financial year. Again, okay. It's very wrong. Kungaina Kenya. The Minister of Finance, almost John Mbadi. Iga rupa breakdown. Kila chibesa chile account. Check governor. CRF account, county revenue fund. Chibesa chile account, abagabana batata to spend chibesa. Kwaro chira ninga seti ya mwisho ndio yatabanga. Wana abagabana batikire development, ba concentrate in current. Current ya no baka no lero mwenye baka ne mesara, baka ne baka na chibesa chobisi, chiga ya maguta, chama chitairi kobeko chigari. Ebintu bune ebina biri current para 100% income mo ya development ebintu ebine mo 100%. That's the question to want to kubu the council of governors na the chairman ya council of governors ko kwana nga you know nga we are not being given money nga minister ko ngene. I want to tell him nga aba Kenya na aba ngai chibesa cha Kenya iko chikorwe kuna treasury a minister ya finance na ile ko chibesa ese problem where tigaba kama batata yo man. The control of budget. The control of budget. You spend. You must give me a breakdown. Chipare ngogwaka na kisi count. Approve. You know na bako rajiba za jina account lakini tutakonya ngoji spend. So, a chairman ya council of governors, I want to tell him, I wish him money wa possible. Moteri ngambana abdi. Tikakunga ina bake. Chibe samu bwa de account. Spend the money.
Elsing nchebiro bikonyara komnyoka kigimantu anyogo chaka ndo chesta ke kominebe kriwe chinsesa to chavo no mambia. We have 2 days to celebrating Jamhuri Day. Jamhuri Day ne toko to arwandire to gusto chingiro bosibore boito to anyorete bunense ya Kenya. But this year we've seen a certain change that it took 24 years for youths to come out and say yote yawezekana bila Moi, but here it is taking just 1 year. In fact, it wasn't 2 years yet. Soka yote yawezekana bila Ruto, you get. But at the same time, we've seen abductions chiko korekana of the highest order. Nobody's talking about the same. We are seeing extrajudicial killings. Abagabako soka bach konyara kulirubu sibuli bwense, they are youths. They say the future is the youths, but the same youths ndo wanatoka wanasema jameni, things are so hard, things are so tough. Where are we getting wrong? Where are we getting it wrong as a country right now? From the national government to the county levels to Beyonce, we begin right out now in the country.
But, I don't know, but it's a sad story that we still experience abductions up to now. The median speech of the president when he was given the words of leadership, they were very clear that this will be the thing of the past. This will be the thing that I will pursue more. This is the thing that I will enhance more.
In fact, this time after moja, nobody knows when, where it happened.
More abductions than that, because you saw that even international abductors can come into the country, abduct and then leave with their victim.
Yeah.
Which is very absurd.
The Turkish story.
Meaning now that the security gadget, the security measures of the country have been exposed so badly.
And 30 years.
Yes.
JKIA.
And himself can be abducted. Yeah. Because how we are too vulnerable now. That people can come into the country, abducted wherever they want and go with him. Abana baitu bagwatula abana bakeba bagwatu mbana ilias bagakala. Abana babasho gatote banga enough is enough. Whatever they want and done is not done. But abductions have been consistently going on. Lakini tuwale usawaila. The good Lord that we pray. Na Kenya being a God-loving nation. Nyasaye akune umusabiyo yuko rukuruto. Uwosaba orumundu gwe kanisa. amanyenge bintu atabete abakenya mbiri byebi na ndabi kole biro byebi ekiagera amahakwa anyasaye uzenda amunya nyasaye nane. We cannot leave it unchallenged that Kenyans are being abducted left, right and center, and then we sit pretty saying about Serbia. Those who are seeing and are not talking, all a while, because whichever that is happening, asaba abakira kunaima ukiona mzako ananyelewa chela kwa maana. So we are saying kiasi serikali yetu ebuati ili kuelewa asaba Kenya inakarere vitu baba jorete na bibi baba promise it ebakora na bibi bate betanga ngo korubia ringe pako bikora mbabi kora, because it is like a dog that vomits and goes back to its vomit. When you say you cannot do and do exactly what you have said you can do.
You know, the first regime ya Uhuru Kenyatta, ama the time story lile Raila kuchoswa serikali, mostly it happens in the second regime. Let us all agree. Mtu anaingia first regime akimaliza kingia ya pili ile tangani kura seka ni bale Raila ngobe controls okorera bantama gendera. Alafu the second one ndio ile coalition. It happened even hata ya Uhuru. Ile ya kwanza walipelekana hivi, the second one ile ikianza mwanzo handshake nini and then things started going south. But this time it has happened in the first regime. In fact, in Tanzania, baada ya Rigathi hata kuweka mitego State House kwenda kuomba kwa mlima, it still happened. And right now we don't have opposition. You know, the first time hata ile finance bill ya kwanza ikipita, when the tax now was coming, people felt it was a lot. They went to the road, they protested, they cried, and they were like, waliambiwa watoke na sufuria, and they came out, and the budget ikakuwa nullified. And these were youths walibidi wameamka even without opposition, because they saw now hii opposition ni kama itusaidii. But now with no opposition, the church is being intimidated, the courts are being intimidated. Aba Bungorocha right now, a list is coming out of least performing governors, least performing MPs. Those are not talking in government, those are not talking in Senate. This is the situation that we're having in the country. Leaders hawaongei, wamenyamaza. You get opposition, hakuna, nobody is going to push them. Youths imevile sasa because of the abduction, kila mtu anaweza kuogopa. Hii mchenkari wetu tuatangu vitende sasa udite chukua sibibi, wacha tu tufuate hiyo tujitafutie, because we need life, we need to protect ourselves. Where are we heading to as a country?
Chani jena wote binga ki umuntu kutogambira Kenya tata keterichi kwa 2010 constitution. Nande mtu yabade bahati sana akogambira abakenya niriji kapingete ngana yawo suya na yaswete kasarani. Is very bad. Among abductions, number one na chia kanit na chiganderete abana abantu bako itoko kwa rabaka basic okorusigula. Imagine
in the country
basic opposition leader ya Uganda ekorusigula ro. That is very bad.
How do they know that this is in Kenya?
Of course they will know, because they are Ugandans.
Na akatolewa hapo without the Kenyan government knowing.
It's very unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. Kenyan is a sovereign country. We could have resisted that and say, you are our friend. This is also our friend. He was come. He was cleared. He came to Kenya. Let him finish his mission, and he can come back, and then you get him there. So Bisija was not hiding. Bisija did not take an asylum in Kenya. He only came to visit and go back. Why were the Ugandans allowed to abduct Bisija and take him back to Uganda? As if Bisija alikuwa ametoroka Uganda. Hakuwa ametoroka. Ikachiteka gani. Na ndela. So they could have waited. He was even there when he was coming this way. He came this way to the border. Nothing happened.
Na ndo manyete na kikwaro manyete Kenya yetu ni what a very big problem. Let me tell you, the president elect in the US,
Donald Trump.
Iga boliti Kenya nga moko ni airport. No matena kwani na tebe nga Kenya Ruto ko ni airport ya Kenya. Wait and see tigara appease. There are going to be sanctions in Kenya, and wait and see. Because you cannot talk about Kenya for granted. Na energy base choko da ko saba Kenya. Very bad. By day is very bad. It's very bad. Kenya go very sanction ya go iti Trump tigara ba ko February. Tigara te ko go be sanctions to Kenya.
But you know, there are some few questions nimekuwa nikiulizana with my colleagues and friends in recent times. We can't say that Uhuru was really perfect. But during the Uhuru regime, we had Imagine kitu kama Westgate attack happened sahi with this regime ya William Ruto. Imagine a Garissa attack happens. Ama just imagine COVID-19 just comes back with this regime that even right now no mwana ke mwa Ruto mwire in fact no maternity. Aba sibatu bone gebati kire kogenda clinics.
Amangana makomu.
Imagine right now, you remember when the late John Pombe Magufuli rested, he was in the country. But even Tanzanians never knew that their president has rested. Our president had to work with Tanzania to figure out on a way to take the message. Mpaka mwili ikafika and everything. If that was to happen right now with this regime, that a president of another country has rested while he's in our country, what could have to trigger nini? Who's going to calm the country? Will they even trust us?
I don't understand where we are coming from and where we are headed because of the porous, the way information is channeled, the way communication is the way because one here like is an amorphous kind of system. It would have their head, it's just a mongoloid,
Right now we don't even have an interior CS.
Kenya is one man, one show. You know Ruto is everything in Kenya? It's a one man show.
Yeye anahubiri kanisa is the cleric. Yeye ndo president. Yeye ndo koti.
It's very bad.
Yeah. The health CS.
Okora majipisho, bunga naba God. Chipisho. It's very bad. But I really sympathize.
Did we really get it all wrong from the word go?
But you see, and lies live a short time. You can't cheat other people all the time, but you can manage to cheat a section of the people and at least for some time. The Kenyan have realized, the Kenyan have known that all along they were living on lies. They have been fed with lies, they have been sleeping with lies, they are waking up with lies. Now they have realized it's not going to be the same.
But is it a mistake that we knew clearly we were making a mistake? Why am I saying so? And again, Moi never trusted William Ruto, right? In fact, hata the one after they walimsaidia kushinda elections, alivunja ile chama ya YK98. Na that is why YK92. Na time hata ekerachete ko chikurusi chesire ase kerogo, they were enemies. They were enemies totally with Moi. Yeah, they never agreed. And time ya Kibaki, where we are saying is among the best leaders, how many times was Ruto fired? Even as an egregious CS, he was fired. During the Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta regime, I told my friend, don't make a mistake. And we still did the same thing that we were told not to.
When you YK92, the Ruto even slept in his place. Ruto is one man show. If Ruto doesn't have, nobody has. If Ruto has, everybody has.
Mbona basi mkatuambia tukaenda pale bata na tukapiga kura?
If Ruto is not sick, nobody is sick. Hata hiyo mambo nasema ya hospitali na nini hawaendi kitu. And now he's above everything. He's above sickness.
He has it.
He knows what to do with his own family and all that, and that's why he's doing what he's doing. Kenyans were in for a real shock that we were in. This is a fake government we have.
Now, in conclusion, heading towards Jamhuri Day, ujumbe kimura nyara kutebia baraya baiga. Because even you, hata kama ni moyo umewe vipi, if he was to wake up right now, he couldn't agree with what is in the country. Let us all agree. Not even Jomo Kenyatta or Yusika Sekete Vintevigabion CP, Babodidan Kimathi, them being killed in such a manner for the freedom of a country, only for this to happen to our own children.
Chawani manya, bono gantorigere 61 years, independence again. In 1963, when you subtract, 61 years. Na poka bono ega, na roje Kasimba Taisana, no abana bako graduate from universities.
Yes.
Na bono anenko everybody is kabadi waso misiko. Neki school to bata Kenya chiri chinyinge. Why toko ira bana chi college? Why toko ira bana universities? It's very, very, very painful. Imagine mwana ukole school alikuwa tukomoero tukosema yumo India binto mumbu.
Na sisi leo nawaambia wavae suti waende interview ya kwenda kuosha nguo Warabuni.
Imagine.
You are telling them to wear a suit for an interview and you want them to pay 400,000. I see some of them say unaambiwa ulipe 400,000 over a job unaenda kulipa sijui 15,000 a month.
You know that is a record. That is
very bad.
That is a fault. What the agencies do in Dubai, in Saudi, in wherever is different to what they tell
Kenyans
here. I've had a very constructive argument with some of the agencies when I found out that they are paid millions of shillings to send our kids to Dubai, and then what remains in the employer is what they call pocket money, and that is what the salary of our kids in Dubai. For example, if you are being paid 100,000, they tell him to send 80,000, and then the 20,000 they will tell him is pocket money for the worker, and that is what they disclose here. That is the salary. You understand? So what is negotiated by the agents in Dubai is not what these kids are paid. So that's why the agencies are very rich. The agencies that take people to Dubai are very rich agencies. Do you know that? Very rich people. That's what is happening. They negotiate, get so much money, and then they pay peanuts to them. Wanawachia ule mzee mwenye ameemploy mtoto anamotebinga bwana chiba za chao 20 na chimuntu yaka mwalia Dubai, lakini chiba ya sabu alusete kuga no agent yo uyo liko morageria akamoira akamusomia akamutorigeria passport akamulinia ndege is millions of years.
Mara musayo kubulira swali mutanyara kobeka you are signing out remarks. Morning. Hubbard watching you from Divalinks Cyber. Great those two gentlemen there, Chairman MARIERA and ATANCHA. Now that we have the young youth contractors who cannot afford to do a lot of tenders because it is now perceived that a lot of tenders are for the big fish. What are the plans do you have and that you've put in place as the association kutetea these youths in bidding the county tenders with fairness and equity?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Joan. We have always been there for the youth. We have always assisted the youth to participate for these tenders. The most unfortunate aspect now is the rotting. When it comes to rotting, and then a youth is required to have so many things for him to qualify in the rot, there is where there's a problem. Because you find maybe if there are 9 rods, then a youth is given 1 rod, women 1 rod, another for disabled, and the other open. Are you getting? So it becomes so limited. We are asking the government to do quotations for the small jobs of below 500 because the law is very clear. I don't know why we are complicating these issues. Maybe it's because of the legal advice that is given to the governor, which is a wrong advice out of the way. Anything below 5 million is allowed to be given as a quotation. So if you have, for example, 100 contractors as youth, you can be able to pick 20 and they get the jobs. Below 3 million, below 5 million, give them up 3 million, 2 million, 1 million as quotations, and they will succeed, and then get the jobs. Maybe the aspect of capacity to do the job is where we don't know, and that's where maybe we'll come in. But now that there's the government has made a decision at its level that it wants to rot the jobs and then give it to one person, then that's where the problem is. How do you assist in that kind of thing is where the problem is. So we want this to be free, procurement equal open, abantu batenda, tuwarwanirira, oyo kunyoronyora, kuzibakole systematic awarding, because abantu karo qualification is like you've been given a card in Nchi. Umunyangi na kumanyetenga Joan is coming to Nchi. He has prepared where you will be. If it's the compound, he has prepared, he wants to make a name. So when we do pro-qualification to to the county, we intend to think that the county needs people to work for it. And through quotations, that's why we qualify for us to be selected through quotations and get the jobs, which is not being done by the county government. Through the wrong advice, the wrong legal advice that's coming from the legal department. We have challenges in court, and we left because we thought things will move on well. And we hope things will move on well. If lero iga Nyasaye amesere igabana yetu amatevinga abantu abole nabo bakuna gukwera wichana wichiga igambali go kwanyekenda tigachiga sichikoro nabagusi 30% eri ya diaspora ko diaspora 70% ekoro nabantu baitoma abana abo babe selected abana abo bakoyenda Dubai mbagenda Dubai bayiwe Asia mabakora bakonyora 100 ondokonyora 20 they will be in this country and they will be working in this country. We have so much. Even our government is losing a point when it says abana want to go in this. It's losing a point because all these people can be accommodated. Corruption is also so much. Industrialization is over. But taxation has come in here selling industrialization. Selling entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs were selling because of high taxation. So we are chasing what is going to bring in employment to my employment. I don't understand the up-down. And the down-up approach in Italy. There's no economical sense in down-up approach when the down-up approach is up-down approach. Ekalogoja keranze, ekalokoleye foundation yenyumba, ikokolima buya, oyere square, ikaranze buya. That is what we call down-up approach. Then if you are serikali teyu erabe, ekalo SMEs, small and medium enterprises, are very killed by taxation. By abantu banga basigari in the tax department, but they will assist anything, theirs is bribe and everything else. That's where the problem is. Let's have people who are mindful first of us when abantu bali bagombe. Second, yamangana ba mayigoje letrakwa.
Mwana yobo liswali yasana anande ate abanko deep links yare. Ahene youth yore nande youth mo ile 30% chain. Please make sure tuwas ko gene gisi county ogano igasi chigasinjire kisi national polytechnic chigasinjire kisi school chigasinjire kepit chigasinjire kera chigasinjire constituency y'abachumbe nande gendo na advice youth omanyete di chiko is very clear the directive ya rules as president na youth women and people with disabilities by which is 30% chair in any chiko ile ina memo ye president. On the NCP, on the NCP, youth, women, people with disabilities, or illegal. On your Tara can procure an entity within 30 days. You file in court, you will be paid. In any 30 days, a company are youth, women disabled. On your Torah account within 30 days, without procuring an entity, you go to court. A court will award you to a worker. Again, the Kyoto and I will I want to thank him. Delegates for Football Kenya Federation Kenya
for the change they made.
But it was very wonderful. Also, Mohamed Mariga, I think now they are the face of the country. Hussein is the president, and
Mariga is the deputy.
And I think now Kenya football is now moving forward. It's very, 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 very bad. As almost I don't respect was Kurugo David the president, Ajomo president, a president Niki Mwendo. That is the highest collapse on the order. I want to thank the delegates of Agricultural Policy, including chairman in Kisi County, Manu Mintombegera. They did a very good job, and now let us support Hussein Mohammed as the president of Kenya Football Federation.
I saw even a gazette hooray! Gonna the 8 years of slavery in sports. Yes. You were signing out remark.
Because of corruption.
Yeah, I did Mwendo 8 years.
Mwendo 8 years. The money again on the Kiara, we're in the Marapi, and yet Mondo in a language on that he still needs to be to lead the Football Federation of Kenya. Kindly, Timay thinking in Kiaba and Tigavera in the worms of leadership, in the head of leadership. Batarigo blinking a salary in the anybody. I said, I'll go and about Kenya, Jamhuri de India, because that is our day, it was our independence. I said, okay, we are. I never mind of home, but Kenya never got its own problems going forward. I never got any Christmas here. But my young Havana school January. But Christmas here, I never wanyebe sanchi babehamo wasemeshane watoke Januari uchukue watoto shule. Mbura ya tuli ya letile mebulukane mengi nile chibara cha hali bintu binde vingi vya serikali twali kuwanisha serikali ni bwate maana climate mitigation tumeji basi jero seja bantu chibara roseja bantu maji roseja bantu chiskulu ya chicho chinde cha bulu mara sana tena wa chicho cha bulu collapsed so that coming January abantu nyole ikiba kokora to our government ya Kisii County Mosque Simbarati, we kindly beseech you ngalegereria abantu baitu ikipata kitukubasul kozi anaye abantu bakurigere ndo maito bogambi bakusibata ne chai everybody ando tamete kende yago awo jira wade uno wale bakora kiara mnenjire yata kemete rende dorango ngakito barto konye ya mate muzi na abo muguzi obole bokorora kana ngambole on the hoping onyora abantu abayabara kukwanire baboraye babugaye midwife ende torole nganturu muzi where do we ngayembora ya sote kitwe to touch base to endelea.
All right, asante sana Sokunyara Gocha. It was a short notice, but I really appreciate. We're definitely going to reschedule this again and again because I like even on information Mukunyara Gusangana Banto. At least you are people wenyengo chagaiga banto mbali komananga we are biased. So thank you so much Sokunyara Gocha studio mambi ya lero kumopanda mwike uya kwa niya banto skolari. We are going to share more. Asante sana Muriere Sokunyara Gusangana Nchi kwa rutuwa chagete kominebiri chamambi wikiraboniga we twachiri bakachinsi sato nimerongene chabonu mambia mbia mono tikatokolere gabu nyasayo yo twara litkori ya DMK Kenya na rolenge asensemende ye studio.
Thank you.
Asante.